power corrupts.
Right.
Like, this is Shakespeare shit. It's an elixir. And I don't think, maybe you had a touch of it because you had a certain level of success in society.
Oh man,
but
yeah. I'm not gonna lie. When at the height of my success, I got to live nice because when you have a lot of money and you have fame, some of the rules in general don't apply.
Yes.
Yeah, I had NYPD all over the place that would take care of almost any issue I ever had. Not that I got into crazy stuff, but
Yeah.
I was able to live differently. You're kind of right about that. But I think what kept me grounded was the fact that I'm from a massively huge family, and my siblings weren't going to allow me to be any different.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
Oh, did you get?
Look, it's hard not to be influenced by fame and money. So sure, I changed a little bit, but in general, my family kept me pretty grounded.
They checked you at times.
Huh?
They kept you in check at times.
They would literally laugh at me, like, because at the height of my success, I would roll out of bed, I'd go downstairs, Kenny would pick me up for a drive that I could pretty much see the building we were broadcasting.
Yeah, that's not real life. That's right. That's fantasy.
See it. I could walk there easily.
That's right.
He would pick me up. In the cup holder would be a perfect Starbucks. But I still kind of liked Starbucks. Yeah. Waiting for
like
me.
I didn't have
to make my coffee. He would drop me off at the front door. He would park the car. I would go upstairs. Next thing you know, a beautiful breakfast is waiting for me. And then I remember one day, like all that went away, and I did.
Can you imagine having that and then not? You usually said I didn't even have to make my coffee. A beautiful breakfast is waiting for me.
Breakfast, and then the show would be over, and Kenny would leave ahead of time, get the car. All I had to do was walk out right back into his car, back to the. It was amazing. And then I would come home. I'll give you a little, I'll give you a little bit. And then I would come home. We had a private chef that was making food, and I had cleaning people all over the place. And we had someone that sort of watched the kids, but that's one thing I didn't want. So, we made sure we raised our own kids.
You didn't have a part-time nanny?
Yeah, whenever we want.
All right.
And like I said, the damn video, especially on Instagram and TikTok, is going viral. And on my YouTube channel, it stinks on ice. My YouTube channel just sucks. I don't know why. I kind of want to. I'm not going to lie to you. And instead of making believe, I'm going to tell you. I have to brag a little bit because it made me feel good. I'm not going to do it in a casual way, like, oh yeah, this is no big deal. I'm going to tell you what I'm about to say. I'm bragging a little bit and patting myself on the back, and I feel good about myself this morning. The video, like I said, especially on Instagram, is going crazy. Guess who liked the video?
Who?
A big celebrity.
Go ahead.
A female celebrity. A New Yorker female celebrity. An older
Barbara
woman.
Streisand?
Huh?
Barbara Streisand?
Not Barbara. No, no Barbara. You know that I filmed her at a bus stop once?
Who, Barbara Streisand?
Yeah, I filmed Barbara Streisand at a bus stop. I'll get you that video next.
I have to see that.
Older woman. Lives in New York.
Keep going. Give me some cues. I'll get it.
Another famous person who was in an iconic 80s movie.
Wait a minute, is her husband Kevin Bacon?
Not Kevin Bacon. No. And these days, this guy likes to do Broadway. Do you got to guess, Rod? She was.
Oh, wait a minute.
She was part of a chick.
No. I was going to say Hugh Jackman. No, wait. An older woman who's on Broadway?
She was part of an ensemble cast.
Give me the show.
That the whole show was about them living in New York City and having a lot of sex.
You talking about Sex in the City? Sarah Jessica Parker?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Really?
Liked my video on Instagram. Nice. So I actually DM'd her to apologize for something I did like 25 years ago. and I'm waiting to see if she responds.
Oh.
Huh?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You had a little beef with Sarah Jessica Parker?
Parker? Yeah. It's a classic O&A moment. Basically, back in the day, we're just giant radio stars.
Yeah.
And we were making fun of Sarah Jessica Parker.
They used to make fun of her face, right?
And I used to call her Ruth Buzzy in a dress. Because she kind of looked like Ruth Buzzy, but Ruth Buzzy all cleaned up. So I called her Ruth Buzzy in a dress because Ruth Buzzy didn't like to wear dresses. And rest in peace to the Ruth Buzzy, by the way. One of the funniest comedians to ever live, Ruth Buzzy. If you know, you know.
Groundbreaking female comedian.
One of the funniest female comics. No, I'm going to say one of the funniest people to ever live.
Groundbreaking female comedian.
Buzzy. What?
Yep. She's a groundbreaking female comedian. One of the groundbreakers.
So we're making fun of her, the Sarah Jessica Parker. And all of a sudden we get a call from Sarah Jessica Parker. She calls us out for making fun of her. And she's like, guys, you got to understand that people listen to this. And she was basically saying, you hurt my feelings. She was getting makeup done for Sex and the City. And I guess the people that were doing the makeup and everything are big Opie and Anthony fans. So they had the show on as we're making
Oh my God. Why keep getting the makeup on? Yeah. Dude.
I love that you really don't know the Opie and Anthony stuff. I love it. All right. So she basically called us out, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, why don't you come down to the set? Let me see what you guys look like. And throw back then I look like a rock star. I'm like, I'm all in.
You went down?
And then I looked at Anthony and he started hiding behind the equipment. But I'm like, I'm all in. I had the looks for days. I could have pulled it off. So I'm like,
you were the face of the operation.
Huh?
You were the face of the operation for sure.
Oh, in more ways than you know. Anyway, so she's calling us out. Why don't you come down to the set? Yeah. So me and Anthony, this was kind of funny. We're serious about this. We were going to find like just, male models with the abs and just chiseled features to go down there with flowers as us. But then that whole thing just ended. Like we couldn't get a hold of her anymore because we're like, yeah, we'll play this out with you. We'll go down to the set. But all of a sudden, we couldn't get a hold of her anymore because she was a big star.
Oh yeah. Oh, she nipped it in the bud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sex in the City.
But its call this out. I'm sure the audio is online somewhere. Yeah. I'm sure it's online. I might have put it on my YouTube channels. I try to find some of the old O&A stuff from time to time, and I put it up there. But
yeah.
But she liked my Instagram video yesterday. I was like, oh damn.
Oh wow.
So I wrote her a little DM kind of apologizing. Nice. I basically said I was a jerk back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll see if she responds. We'll see.
Well, let's hope you get a better response than from Menino.
Oh.
Remember you tried to apologize, Menino, and he sent you to go himself?
he just didn't want anything to do with me. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't even accept your apology.
For Boston, the famous, the mayor is dead prank.
Right.
Many years later, we're now at Sirius XM, and Mayor Menino was doing a book tour relatively near the end of his life. I think after he put his book out, he only lived another year or two, and he was in the building. And we were a big deal, so I was able to talk to the right people. I said, look, I just want a minute with Mayor Menino. It doesn't have to be on the air. If he wants to come on the air, that'd be amazing.
Sure. Even better.
But I just want to talk to him about, what we did back in the day. And I was gonna kind of apologize.
No, you were being an adult. You were making amends.
I would have apologized like I had to apologize to Judd Apatow that one time. But I
have to hear that story later. I don't know about that.
Well, so anyway, Mayor Menino, it got back to me that he had no interest, zero interest. But I tried. Wow. I tried to make a little amends. I'm like, look, I was not that I was a kid, but I certainly acted like a kid up there in Boston. And I wanted to just have a little conversation with the guy. Take some responsibility, Ron. Tell him look, we're just doing a fun, entertaining radio show. I didn't realize that you and your family was hurt by that. I didn't think anybody would believe our April Fool's prank at the time.
Yeah, he gave you a little mafia cold shoulder.
Oh yeah, he did. Huh? No, he wanted nothing.
The mafia cold shoulder you got.
I feel kind of like I feel kind of good that I at least tried, if that makes sense. Because I knew it was the right thing to do. But we used to make fun of, like Judd Apatow's coming on this thing. Sure.
All right, hold on. What happened with you and Judd Apatow?
Judd Apatow did our show a lot. I love him. I love his movies in general. I think some of his movies are a little long. Right. He needs a good editor. But besides that, he's really good at filmmaking. And he did our show a lot. And he really liked us. Yeah. He came in once with an attitude. Big time attitude. And we didn't know what it was about, but he went through the motions. He was still entertaining. He was still funny. And then it gets back to me that he was not happy that we were making fun of his wife, because his wife plays the same type of character in every movie. So we kind of were making fun of her like we make fun of everything. And he didn't like that. So I think it was Roland told me, and I was like, oh man. And I'm like, is he still here? And Roland's like, yeah, he's doing other interviews. Of course, Anthony just went home. He don't give a crap about anything. Yeah. As soon as the mics are off, he don't care. He's done. But I'm sitting there going, man, this isn't cool. He does our show a lot. I don't want him to think this.
Oh, he was promoting something. That's why he was around.
Yeah. Okay. So I went into a little studio in between his interviews, me and Judd Apatow, and I apologized to him. I'm like, look, dude, she's not even a bad actress or anything like that. We're just trying to entertain and have some fun here.
Who's the wife?
I softened the blow a little bit, and then we literally hugged it out. And then he ended up doing the show many more times after that.
So that worked. But who's the wife? Remind me.
It was so incredibly awkward because he got word I wanted to talk to him. He's waiting in a studio. I walk in and I'm just like, oh God, it's hard. It's
uncomfortable.
Guys, for your wrongs to somebody.
However, you ended with hugging.
A big hug, because I was like, man, I threw myself on the sword, and he actually was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's not even really that bad.
Remind me who the wife is again. Who's the wife? Who's the wife?
She's actually sexy as all hell. She's the redhead with the squeaky voice.
She's the comedic actress. She's attractive.
Yeah, she's
got a high pitched voice.
She gets a lot of roles in movies. My God,
dude, she does get a lot. She gets flack a little bit, like she's not the best actor. But she's in a lot of comedic.
Leslie
Mann, yes.
Yeah. Leslie Mann.
Yeah, she's in all. Yeah, she's one of the leads in all those comedic movies because her husband is Judd Apatow. So she gets a little flack for that.
I think she gets a lot of those roles. I mean, he puts her in a lot of his movies, so.
Yeah,
it was so uncomfortable and so awkward, but I felt like I had to do it.